Elliot, how's it feel to be 4 weeks in and looking like you're improving every week as opposed to injured?
Yeah, it's a lot better, that's for sure. It's been a tough couple of years, but glad to be able to be on the park and help out as much as I can. We've got a pretty young team, so to be able to sort of protect them and shield them in the coming years, hopefully, will be something that I look forward to, and I just enjoy being out there and being able to compete.
You feel like you're still gaining momentum and confidence and that sort of thing?
Yeah, still feel like you're getting there. I still feel like there's elements of my game that I'm still a little bit rusty on, which I'm still trying to work on. But yeah, I feel like I'm gradually building, and hopefully I can sustain that effort for the majority of the year.
What was the feeling at three-quarter time against Sydney? An unfamiliar one? You were right in the game.
Well, look, it's not unfamiliar. It wasn't too long ago that we were winning a lot of games of football, so. Yeah, it was a good feeling. It was just a matter of trying to implement what we wanted to do, and unfortunately in the last sort of half we didn't quite do that. So frustrating, but to be that close in games is obviously it's a sign that we're doing the right things and we're building towards where we want to go.
Does that mean that the belief is growing that what you're doing will work? Is that the sense you're getting from what's happening?
Yeah, there is a sense of that as well. I think there's also a fair few other elements involved, but it does show that we're heading in the right trajectory. So, yeah, it's all positive, and it's a bit of a confidence booster to know that we're heading in the right direction.
Given your struggles, which basically started in 2020, did you ever doubt you would be fully fit and be able to get momentum in a season again?
Not really. No, I always felt confident that I'd be able to, if I had a really good crack at it and a good sort of stint. Especially a good pre-season, that was always going to hold me in good stead. So I think this was probably my first pre-season that I had without any interruptions in 6-7 years, I think, maybe even more. So having that backing especially has been so rewarding as well so far, but also to be beneficial coming in the next couple of weeks as well. And if I can get a few more games under the belt, generally the stats say that for the longevity of the season that you'll be able to get through.
How critical was the stint in Aspetar for that?
There was an element of that, and I think it was more so just working closely with Killer. So yeah, there was an element of Aspetar working closely with Killer, but then making sure I pretty much went through everything with my preparation, and hopefully it continues to help out, and I can get through the year, and should be beneficial.
How big an opportunity Richmond this week for that W?
Big opportunity, yeah, but they're playing some really good football at the moment. They were close in it with Saints on the weekend with a fair few soldiers down, and they beat Sydney the week before, so they did something that we couldn't do. But yeah, on top of that, it's a really good opportunity for us in front of our home fans, which were, our first home game a couple of weeks ago, they were phenomenal. So if they can come out and support us again, it's going to be a good game.
Was the mid-forward connection a bit closer against the Swans to what you've been getting?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot more synergy within the group, and I think that will still continue to come once we start to play more games together. And if we can keep everyone in the park, then it's obviously going to be a lot more beneficial for us, because there's a big gap. We're either really old and really young, so the more that we can play together and bridge that gap, the better we'll be.
You mentioned the progression for yourself. Tom Barras earlier today described your game at the moment as beast mode. So what can we expect going forward then?
Look, I'll just go out there and try and give everything and have a real red hot crack. So knowing that if I come off the field that I've had a real effort, and I can hold my head high knowing that I've given 110% and given my best. So that's all I try to do, and try to help a lot of people along the way as well. So that's all I'm trying to focus on, and how I can best help the team. So I don't want to put any labels on it.
You look like, though, you're as powerful as you've ever been, like picking the ball up, stepping through tackles, being able to run out of tackles like you used to be able to do. You look like that's all back for you.
Yeah, it's certainly something that I've always tried to do, and if you can take those tackles and test them, then generally one or two opposition team players get involved, and then it makes it easy for your other teammates, and you can feed that ball off to them, and then we're out. So testing the tackle is obviously a big thing, and you've seen it with Harley probably this week as well, everywhere on the media. So it brings other people into the game, and it can help us going forward when we want to move our ball into our forward line. So yeah, look, it's not something that I specifically work on. It's just an element of the game that I think just comes a bit naturally when you're sort of in tight and in close, that you find yourselves in that situation.
Do you feel like you're a full-time midfielder again now? No need to have some respite on the half-back flank anymore?
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. It's more physical in there now, and it's a lot quicker. So, at the moment I've been playing full midfield, but I'm sure I'm going to get the tap on the shoulder from Simo at some point as well to go, come on mate, we need you down back as well. So we'll wait and see. But I am enjoying it at the moment.
So you're not in your early 30s, you've just gone 30. Have you gone 30 yet? I think you
Yep, 31 this year, into this year. Yeah.
So you still should almost be at your physical peak, do you think?
I think missing those couple of years as well, definitely. I think 3-4 years of not playing inside midfield and copping the knocks, I think has probably helped as well with my body. So, your joints and your body's less achy, even though you've gone over that 30 hump. It's a bit different, but yeah, I still feel like I'm quite young and still able to sort of help and impact as much as I can. So, and whether that's because I haven't been sort of bash and crash for the past couple of years, it's probably something. We'll probably ask me that in maybe 10 weeks, and we'll see how we go.
You mentioned Harley. He obviously plays a very similar style to you. Have you taken him under your wing at all?
I have, yeah. We had a good battle early throughout pre-season, which is good. He's going to be a very good player for us, and the more that he can learn from all players, TK, myself, Boots especially as a coach, he's going to be a very, very good player going forward.
What do you have to watch out for with Richmond? Is it the same brand that took them to the Flags, or is it slightly different now?
Oh, it's a bit of everything. Yeah. They're obviously a very talented team, and they like to move it pretty quick. You're watching the Swans as well. Their defence was pretty on. So it's going to be a tough game, but we're up for it and we're up for the fight. And I think it's every game's winnable for us, especially if we play like we did on the weekend. So we'll go in. We'll scout them as usual, and we'll go in with a fair amount of confidence, knowing that if we put our best foot forward, it's going to be a good game and we can win.